I know I've said before that I wouldn't level up my Lapras prior to this whole going around the world trip, but I changed my mind. Hey, it's a nugget! Not bad, I'm going to sell it first chance I get. Anyway, I changed my mind, and as a result, I got my Lapras up 3 levels to level 23. So let's check out what's here. Oh yeah, I remember that! Those 3 trainers here are going to jump on me one after the other, and I gotta beat them all without a single period of rest. Can't head back to the Pokémon Center or anything. I gotta beat them one after the other. So while I do that, well, to put it bluntly, I am still awestruck at what happened during the Final Fantasy Marathon. They hope to raise $20,000 for Act today, but as a result of a lot, and I do mean a lot of exposure, they actually went past that after a couple of days. They raised the bar to $50,000, and they still managed to get that too! And when I'm talking exposure here, I'm not talking about small websites. I'm talking about really big ones. For example, Nuclear Power got them on their front page at one point. And we're also talking about World of Warcraft sites that put them on their front page. They have nothing to do with Final Fantasy. Oh yeah, Supersonic. You know what that means if you've got 2 brain cells to rub together? It's time to switch to something in order to offset the confusion. But yeah, lots of big sites advertise the marathon, but perhaps the biggest catch of all is appearances on CBS and NBC. I am dead serious, they made it on television! That is definitely proof that the speed gamers are really past the whole small time stage. They are really making it into the big time. If they can get TV networks to get a look at them, it's just unbelievably amazing. And as an end result, we not only had a massive increase in the number of donators, but in the size of the donations as well. Previously, we've had people like Chi Hansen in the Pokémon Marathon and Calvin Yee in the Mother Marathon that donated a lot of money, but here we got several donations of $1,000, $1,500, even $2,000. That is just unbelievable when you consider that the last marathon that was for charity had a target of 10,000, and now, although it's been 4 days longer, they got $50,000! This really is an exponential increase. Back during the Mother Marathon, getting 1,000 viewers at one time was an amazing record that would be hard to match. But they still felt they could reach 2,000 during the Final Fantasy Marathon due to maybe the popularity of the series. But 2,000, well, that was still a little too small. Did they reach 5,000? 8,000? 10,000? Not even! They had 19,000 viewers at the same time at one point! 19,000! And I was talking about big donations earlier on. I am not 100% sure if this is true, but what I heard was that someone donated $1,800 for whoever it was that played Final Fantasy VII to rename every single playable character Sephiroth. That was an absolutely brilliant idea because, well, that provoked a lot of comedy during the entire marathon, but especially while they were playing Final Fantasy VII. At one point, it was like, Sephiroth, go help Sephiroth, I'll help Sephiroth and the others. It was absolutely crazy. I don't remember the exact line. I'm going to put a link to the picture that someone has taken in the movie description just so that you can see just, well, how ridiculous this was. Everyone was named Sephiroth. And on top of that one big donation, in the purest tradition of the speed gamers, they did a lot of crazy stunts if they reached X amount of money in a Y amount of time. Like, a lot of these stunts involved Vegemite. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like a yeast extract of some sort that is a byproduct of beer manufacturing. And yeah, it's a yeast extract that's extremely salty. It tastes absolutely horrible, apparently. I've never tasted the thing, I've never even smelled the thing, but apparently it smells horrible, and it tastes equally horrible. And they ate the Vegemite raw, they put it in a blender with ice cream and made a milkshake out of ice cream and Vegemite. They mixed it with the energy drinks that were sponsoring the marathon. They did everything they could with it, and the story behind it is that, well, someone had sent them the can of Vegemite a couple of marathons ago, and even though they've been using it over and over and over, well, they always seem to have some. They can't see the bottom of the can. It's like it's, I'm gonna say it like they did, it's like it's reproducing or something. Okay, so I managed to beat all three of them. It wasn't without its difficulties, especially since Thunder likes missing, and the soft sand is the reward. Well, thank you, except I'm not planning on having any ground attacks in my team until after the Elite Four, so this is going to go into PC storage until I need it. Okay, so our next destination is going to be the Ruins of Al, where I'm going to solve another puzzle, and hopefully I'll be able to open the secret chamber that's at the back of the main room. Okay, so back to that Vegemite thing. Apparently it's really popular in Australia, and they tried marketing it in other places, but it didn't catch on, and rightfully so. While they were eating it, I could practically smell and taste the thing in my nose and my mouth. Even though I was thousands of miles away from Texas, I could still have that feeling that I was eating something absolutely unbearable. So yeah, it's popular in Australia, and I've complained about their game rating system before, but I gotta give them that. They got taste buds of steel. Now, they did raise $50,000, which in and of itself, it makes the marathon a much bigger success than anyone could possibly expect it to be. But there was still nothing's ever perfect, and that's the case for the marathon too. They didn't get to complete all the games in time. They didn't even touch 4, they didn't touch 12 either, and they didn't finish 10. It's because, well, they lost a lot of time on some of the early games. 1 and 6 were absolutely dominated, which is a shame because I didn't even get to see 6. Not even 1 minute. It went by so fast while I was asleep that I didn't get to see anything at all. But some of the other games gave the crew headaches. I'm thinking especially of Final Fantasy V. We're gonna remember that for a long time, this one. Basically, the thing is that I think Phil, who was playing the game, I think what happened is that he practiced on the PlayStation version, but he actually used the Game Boy Advance version during the marathon. And one thing that they fixed is that the level 2 old level 5 death combo no longer works on X death in the Game Boy Advance version. And okay, now I'm going to sell the nugget, but as a result, he tried for hours to nail the combo on X-Death, and it took hours before anyone caught on to the fact that it really didn't work. So what he did was that, well, he had to stop playing at that point for personal reasons, and he said he was gonna come back to the game later on, level up off camera, and then beat it. So what he did instead was that he got the Cannoneer class, and that class has an attack that completely breaks X-Death script, so you don't even have to fight his final form. So as someone on the forums put it, X-Death was humiliated right out of the game cartridge. Okay, so now I have reached the ruin I want to visit, so let's see what is required to open the back room. Light. Okay, I think what I gotta do here is that I gotta use flash, because I'm drawing a blank as to what else it could be. I am praying that it's flash. Blinding flash lights the area. Please, please, please be flash. Yep, it is flash. So let's head into the back room and take the loot. Citrus berry. Okay, I'm gonna pick up one more because I'm running out of time for this video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little break, save the movie, and then continue right after this.